Bikkurim Perek Gimel Mishnah Bet. Now we continue the real exciting issue of, very exciting actually to me, Ketzad Ma'alim et Bikkurim. How do you bring to the Bikkurim? How do they actually do the process of bringing the Bikkurim to the Beit HaMikdash? So we're going to talk about this thing called Ma'amadot. In order to understand Ma'amadot, we have to start with a pasuk in Bamidbar about Korban Tamid. It says the Torah, we read this every Rosh Chodesh. Tzavet b'nei Yisrael v'amarta aleim, command the Jewish people and say to them, Et korban ilachmi le'ishai, et korban my lechem le'ishai, for my fire, reach nichochi, the sweet smell, tishmeru l'hakriv li b'moadot, tishmeru, you should guard them, the hakriv li b'moadot, to bring me at its moadot, at its proper time. What does this mean that everybody that there should be mishmarot? Okay, that means a person, when he brings a korban, he has to stand by his korban. He has to be there. You can't just say, okay, you bring it for me. When you go to bring a korban, you have to stand by your korban. What do you do with a korban tzibor? The Kati has a beautiful explanation. When it's a public korban, who's in charge? Who's supposed to be there watching the korban? So this is called mishmarot, ma'amadot. So they created this idea of what's called ma'amadot. Ma'amadot are watches. Okay, and so the Mishnah, let's just read the Mishnah because it's beautiful. Eilein ma'amadot. What are the ma'amadot? This is Tanit Perek Daled Mishnah Bet. So we're going to learn a Mishnah in a Mishnah. Vishnei because it says, Tzavet b'nei Yisrael v'amarta alehem et korban ilachmi. Command the Jewish people and tell them, a korban ilachmi, bring my korban lechem. How can they bring the korban tzibor, the korban tamid for all the Jewish people, and he's not standing there? There's nobody being represented. So the Nevi'im, they made a takana, Shmuel, the Nekati says Shmuel and David HaMelech. So they made a takana. This is going all the way back to Shmuel and David HaMelech. Esim ba'arba mishmarot. They divided the country into 24 mishmarot. Call them divisions, 24 watches. Al kol mishmar yamad b'Yerushalayim shel kohanim shel levim shel Yisraelim. Every mishmar had in Yerushalayim, they were divided kohanim, levim, and Yisraelim, so that we are familiar with the 24 mishmarot of kohanim and levim. It's there they get 2 weeks a year. Every mishmar got 2 weeks a year. That they were responsible it was their time to serve in the Beit HaMikdash. But there's also Yisraelim. When their time came, let's say with the Nachal Sorek, I live in Nachal Sorek, so the Mishmar Nachal Sorek, it's our turn, it's our 2 weeks. Kohanim u'Leviim olim Yerushalayim. The Kohanim and Leviim would go to Yerushalayim to do the service, and the Bartanura adds also the Yisraelim would also go. They're also standing there. So with Kohanim and Leviim, they would send this Mishlachat, they would send this, this delegation to Yerushalayim. And then what about the rest of the Mishmar? Yisrael shebe'oto Mishmar mitkansim la'arehem. So the Yisraelim also, they had special tefillot. They would go to shul, they would have their special davening, and they also would read the Maaseh Bereshit along with their representatives. So we would send representatives of Nachal Sorek, maybe I get to be one of them, up to the Beit HaMikdash with the Kohanim and the Leviim, and everybody else would stay in Yad Binyamin and, all the rest in Yesodot, etc., Beit Chilkiah, and they would go to shul and they would say Maaseh Bereshit, just so you would know. They would also fast. They would fast the entire week, 4 days, from Monday to Thursday. They had fasts the rest of the week. So that's the idea of the Mishmar. The Mishmarot were divided, the entire country divided into 24 different units, 24 sections, and each section had its representatives who they would send up to the Beit HaMikdash. How is that relevant to Bikkurim? Ketzad ma'alita Bikkurim, so how would they bring the Bikkurim? Because they wouldn't, the Bartanura says, the Mishnah says, they wouldn't want everybody to go by themselves. There's a concept in Judaism called Berov Am Hadrat Melech. I don't want everybody just schlepping in, oh yeah, I'm here for my Bikkurim. Rather, Kol Hayarot Shebema'amad Mitkansod Le'ir Shema'amad. So they would go to the city, all of the cities would go to the Ir, they would go to the city to the Ir Shema'amad. What is Ir Shema'amad? The Iro Shel Rosh Ma'amad. So there was the head of the Ma'amad. So let's say our Rosh Moatzah, Elias Gazita, his name is right now, in Nachal Sorek. So he's the Rosh Ma'amad, theoretically. I don't know if the Rosh Ma'aseh is the Rosh Ma'amad. They probably would pick some religious figure. Who cares? Whatever they pick, Rav Hadaya, the Rav of Yad Binyamin. Okay, and he's the Rosh Ma'amad. So everybody comes to the city. All the people from the Moatzah, from the Ma'amad. You get Kiryat Malachi in there, maybe. Who knows? You have to divide it into 24. So you go to the Rosh Ma'amad. Okay, because of Rov Amad Rakmeli. They all go to the city. So everybody comes on the night before, they don't go into the houses. Why don't they go into the houses? Because maybe there's too much mate. So they all slept in the streets. The next day they don't get up. The one in charge, the Gabe, would get up and say, Kumu na'alev v'na'alet Zion el Beit Hashem Elokeinu. Let's go, v'na'alet Zion, let's go to Zion, Beit Hashem Elokeinu. And they would all start on the road, on the ready to go. And I get chills, I don't know. Imagine this procession, everybody's ready, they all get on the road, they get in their cars, and they're all driving in the Shayara. They probably would decorate the car, they're going to decorate the cars, they're all driving, ready to go. We're all driving to Yerushalayim, to the Beit Hashem, to bring our Bikkurim. We'll stop here. Comments or questions, rspotter@gmail.com, and we'll dedicate our learning, as always, to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman.